Hey guys, welcome to my episode of Hunkered Down with Seth. Today, got a very exciting guest. I am so happy he's here. We've been buddies for on and off for a couple years, but just that's the nature of comedy. He's been on Shameless, Insecure, and has an upcoming role in Room 104. Ricarlo Flannigan, always great talking to you. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, just locked down like everyone else.
Yeah, all on a disease founded vacation.
Oh, definitely a pancation.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. You know,
No, and I got just enough streaming services and this show to keep me sane.
I needed a break too, man. I was walking everywhere. I needed to heal my foot. I messed up my toe on my right foot, so I needed this break to let that heal up properly.
Also, you're being productive by not doing anything. You know,
Exactly,
riding
exactly.
your body, getting the. Yeah. So, how are you
That's right,
spending your time?
man. So I just stay in my room. Basically, I got a room in the house. It's like three bedrooms. I got one of them, and I just stay in here. I got a desk, I got a fridge, so I just sit in here and write and eat. You know, just just chill, man. Don't put no pressure on myself.
Oh,
Growing my hair out, just living.
so what are some styles? Could I suggest some hairstyles for you? Let's.
Sure, sure. What would you like to see me in?
First of all, the Daryl from Coming to America type Soul Glow Jerry curl.
Oh man, I always wanted a Jerry curl. I ain't gonna lie. I would love to be able to grow my hair out enough to have a respectable Jerry curl. But my hair is kind of too short. Like it grows out enough, but it grows up, so the
Yeah.
size won't look right because my head is too big. So it's like if the hair on the sides doesn't grow out long, if I don't have like that long mane, I can't really get a respectable Jerry
Yeah.
curl.
All right. How about a flat top?
I can definitely do that. I actually rocked a flat top for like probably a year straight 2 years ago. So
Oh, nice. All right. Are you familiar with the ducktail?
the ducktail, no. I know a cartoon named Ducktail
Oh, of
that I
course.
used to watch,
So the
but I
duck
don't know the Ducktail.
the ducktail was made famous by, I believe, the bassist for Earth, Wind, and Fire. Imagine just a Jerry curl on top, and then sides shaved, but except in the lower back, a little another Jerry like puff in at the top of the neck.
Yo, I would actually now I want to have this hairstyle now because I just want to see how that would work out for me in public. That hairstyle, you know what I mean? Because he's in the band, he's in the world famous band, so he doesn't have to like. It's almost like that's part of his gig, his stick.
Yeah.
Is that hair?
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. And the one last one I want to suggest, the Rick James braids with the braided bangs.
Yo, I'm actually between all of these hairstyle suggestions, these are the two that really excite me the most. Um, but I had to give the edge to the ducktail.
All right, we got a winner. So
Ducktail, baby.
yeah,
Ducktail is going down.
uh, yeah. I don't know. I just let my hair grow, and I got no puff. I got no. It's just like who could I describe it? When it's long, it's like David Lee Roth, but like David Lee Roth without all the
Okay.
hairspray.
Ah, okay, okay.
So the straight Jew hair. It's immaculate,
Yeah,
but it's tough to handle when it's long.
yeah, yeah. You got to keep it at a certain length.
Yep.
in order for it to really for the immaculence to shine through.
Oh yeah. Let my Jewish soul glow.
Yeah, we we are right. Like Jewish people and black people, we right next door to each other when it comes to hair. Like
Oh.
uh, there's a certain level of curl that we both have. We just do different things with it. You know,
Yeah.
uh, like you'll just get the fro, and you'll just look like uh, you'll look like I don't know. I imagine who Peter Vesey is.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
I imagine he had like before he started thinning, he had the nicest fro. You know what I mean? He
Oh,
had
for
like a
sure.
so he just looked like a journalist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like an 80s journalist. You just look like a late 70s and 80s journalist.
Yeah. The only difference is you won't get your ass kicked by touching a Jew's hair.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, with a Jewish woman's hair, because he is a black woman's hair, you're gonna really get in trouble for touching
Oh.
it if it's curly.
Yeah. I just to be safe, I just don't ask. I don't look. I just
Yeah.
with black people's.
Just admire,
Yeah.
just admire, just look at, it,
I know
but
it.
don't touch it. Don't
You know.
don't, don't go over there, and because we're not even really allowed to touch it as black men either.
Yeah. It gets to the
Um,
point where Jewish
um,
women or when black women will be like, "Hey, my eyes are down here."
yeah, exactly. It's like the like nice curly hair on black women is like breasts. It's
Yeah.
just like you're staring at either one, and you're just like, oh, well, which one is a pro? I'll just look away because I'm not gonna look at either one.
Yeah. Treat it like the Ark of the Covenant in Indiana Jones. Just like don't look, look away.
Exactly.
So I know you're a big sports guy, and all the sports are canceled. How are you getting your fix?
Man, shout out to YouTube clips
Oh,
because that's exactly like I'm discovering individual dunks. Like uh, I discovered a guy. I can't remember his name. I think I might. No,
is it Rex Chapman?
yo, he could get up too though.
Yeah,
Derrick Jones Jr. That's his name.
Derek Jones Jr.
Derrick Jones. Yo, that kid can fly. Like literally, like he takes off and it's like he flying to the hole. Man, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Just bro, just so. But and basketball is my favorite sport. I watch football as a second, I would say, and boxing would be my third. But
yeah. I've probably
I
seen.
like baseball too.
Yeah, I've seen the Hagler's Hearns fight at least 4 times since this quarantine started.
Bro, that first round, bro, that first round,
I know.
whoa,
Best
it was.
round in boxing history.
You know, nobody really talks about this, but all the Tommy Hearns fight was just the awkward looking fights because he was always so much taller than all of his opponents.
Yeah, I
And
know.
he's like super skinny too, right?
Yeah, yeah. But
So it basically just looked, it almost, all his fights look like a coyote and a deer fight or something. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Just like a big, it's like an antelope. He was always just much bigger than, like, upright, just upright. Like when he fought Sugar Ray Leonard, that didn't even look like that looked like it shouldn't be happening, really, because he was just tall and skinny, and Sugar Ray is just this like medium height, real stout dude.
on it.
Tommy Hearns just looked like he would break if you touch him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he was really tough. He broke.
Really?
Yeah, he broke his hand in the first round of that Hagler Hearns and went 2 more. So he's definitely underrated,
Yeah.
and he could hit too. That's one
Oh,
guy I'd want in my corner.
it's like deception. It's like he actually was one of the hardest hitting, toughest fighters but he just is real skinny, so you don't think that like it's the same thing with Snoop. You look at Snoop Dogg and you say, man, that's a real skinny dude, but you don't realize that those skinny dudes hit you. That's pure bone you getting hit with.
Oh,
There's no, there's no meat around that bone to cushion that punch. He's just giving you straight bone, boom.
exactly. And with his height, he gets a bit more momentum because his arms are a bit
Man,
longer. So, yeah.
and he's fast, and he was fast.
Oh, yeah.
So he hitting you 3 times in 1 second.
Yeah. Oh, I have a dunker I want to suggest to you.
Okay.
Desmond Mason.
Yeah, I remember him. He was nice. He played for the Sonics when they
Yep.
were still in Seattle.
Yep. And then he got traded
Yeah.
to my Bucks, and there's a 6-minute clip of Desmond Mason, and I've probably been in attendance at the Bradley Center for 2 or 3 of them.
Really?
Yeah, I know I was definitely at the game where he dunked on Yao Ming, and there, there's this game against the Magic, where I think T.J. Ford spiked the ball on a breakaway, and Dez caught it and did a reverse.
Yeah,
Yeah. And there's also a great dunk against the Kings that I was in attendance for. So Desmond Mason, I watched that clip a lot. I want to suggest some
yeah.
other
Yeah.
dunkers.
Right.
Let's see. Uh, there's a lot of good ones. I mean, Sean Kemp, you can't beat him.
Watch Sean Kemp in these couple of weeks we've been down. I watched Sean Kemp dunks. I watched his top 40 dunks. I would say at least 12 times.
Yeah. And it's like there's very few you could compare to Sean Kemp just because, he had the power and the speed. He was the Tommy Hearns of basketball.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Real tall, skinny dude. You didn't think much was gonna happen. The next thing you know, he dunking on 3 to 4 people.
Oh, definitely.
But you know what? Speaking of dunk clips, like I also watched Michael Jordan clips of like him dunking on people,
Yeah.
and man, that guy was just dunking on everybody. Like he used to carry 2 or 3 people up with him. Like he he's the best, man. It's just really no comparison.
Yeah.
Honestly.
He's the Wayne Gretzky of basketball. It's like he's so much far ahead. But there's also it's weird. I've been watching interviews, basketball interviews too, just because why not? And I watched this 30-minute like compilation of interviews of people saying why John Stockton was the best player of all time.
Oh
and
shit. Okay. It
and
was dope, but
and you know what? They make a great point. Because
yeah,
everybody thinks Stockton, yeah, he's there, he's got the numbers, but then you listen to these guys. When Gary Payton says he's the toughest player to play against, when literally Will Chamberlain says in the mid 80s that if he could pick anybody to start a franchise with, it'd be Stockton. It's can't
yeah.
argue with the guys in the know.
Well, the thing was Stockton just wasn't flashy, and he was a little guy, so he kind of was. He was more of a facilitator, so you didn't
Yeah,
really see or notice the shit he was doing.
yeah.
But he had handles. You rarely saw him getting ripped. You rarely saw Stockton like lose the ball.
No, no.
Um, he could pass, like his passing. He could throw it in there. He was nice. He was definitely nice. Like, but he just was in Utah, and they were just such a. Utah was like It's weird. It's like they was like the only CBA team in the NBA. It seemed like they just were. They were good. They were a great team, but they just were bland. Like literally they were like it's like if you can season food, it's like Utah Jazz was like lightly seasoned. Like that was just
Yeah,
they was like plain chicken. They were like baked chicken. They were baked chicken amongst
yeah.
like just
And
they
so,
just were such. But they just didn't have flash. They didn't have a flash to them.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean it's tough because they had two top 10 players of all time, two top, if you want to be honest, two top five players statistically all time, and it's like,
Yeah, I,
and what's
I
cra-
mean, you look at the duo, Stockton and Malone, and they did so much together, but they just weren't flashy.
yeah, well,
Just had no
it
Karl Malone. They found him, and when did they find Karl Malone?
Louisiana Tech, that's his
Louisiana
college,
Tech.
you
Where
know.
did Louisiana Tech find Karl Malone? They
What
found him.
Well, the funny thing about Karl Malone is he was recruited by all the heavyweights, and Louisiana Tech was literally the closest college to where his mom lived. If LSU if LSU was closer, he would have gone to LSU. If Kentucky was closer, he would have gone to Kentucky. But Louisiana Tech was the closest college to his mom.
Man, that's dope. Because see, it's like those stories. You're not gonna see that anymore. Like the
No.
times when you didn't really see black men like Karl Malone. You know what I mean? Like this dude is just a genetically gifted person, just just random in the country somewhere. You know what I mean?
Uh,
Like
you
probably
know,
live near the third road. You know what I mean?
I disagree because I mean maybe not the country, but it's like Giannis came from the middle of nowhere in Greece, and he was, I mean, I could high five him from Milwaukee, from Long Beach. That's how long he is. He's just a physical freak,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. He's long, but he's not. Karl Malone is literally like a lumberjack, dog. Like he is. Karl Malone is huge. He has muscle upon muscle. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like he was just like he. I don't even know if I don't even know his workout regimen, but he was just probably like that. As a remember, like just imagine seeing him as a kid. He
yeah,
probably hadn't touched the weight. Just huge. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like Giannis was tiny. He was long, but he was a tiny guy that you're gonna have to put in the weight room.
yeah,
You're gonna have to feed him and put him in the weight room. But Karl Malone, he probably didn't even you didn't even have to you probably had to give him light weights because he was like that before. Like right now, LeBron and Wade and all those cats, they work out, they do calisthenics and all these different kinds of workout.
yeah.
Karl Malone was ripped just like they're ripped now in the 80s.
Oh, definitely. And but I do have a theory. It's just the media market in Utah was so small. If Malone and Stockton played for the Hawks, or if they played for the Heat, if they played in one of these mid markets instead of one of the tiny markets, they'd be up there with Magic. I mean, they already are, but they'd be like surpassing Magic. They'd be surpassing Bird. It's
Oh yeah, absolutely. If they just had if they just weren't as like just so mainstream, they were like they had no flair. They just was like literally PBS. It was
yeah,
like PBS basketball,
definitely,
versus MTV. You know what I'm saying? Like it just was like the nicest programming. They had all the Bob Ross painting shows on PBS, Sesame Street.
oh, definitely,
Just nice, clean cut, but enjoyable program.
yeah.
That's what Utah was. They were PBS.
You
You
know,
know,
and then
just
around
clean cut, enjoyable program.
yep, and then I would say about in '98, PBS changed their format to the Spurs. You know,
Yeah, exactly. They switched up to the Spurs. They went from and both teams having mean face coaches. Because Utah had Jerry Sloan, who looked like he would like if a puppy was barking at the wrong time, shut that fucking dog. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
He looked like he would do that. Then you go to the Spurs with Greg Popovich, who looks like he's like about to like
yeah,
his face is serious. These are both but they both have what kind of programs? They are the same ilk. Jerry Sloan and Greg Popovich are the same ilk.
Oh,
Just mean faced dudes who don't want you with a do rag like Iverson. Iverson couldn't have played for the Spurs or for the Utah Jazz.
no. In fact,
You
I
know what I
don't
mean?
think. Yeah, I'll go as far to say even LeBron couldn't play for them.
LeBron would never play for the Utah Jazz just because the first time he dunked, well, first of all, it would have been controversy, that chalk in his hand.
Yeah.
He would have been, throwing that chalk up in the air, and it's too much flair for PBS.
Yeah.
We need you to just lightly chalk your hand and clap once, and maybe a little cloud of smoke comes from your hand, but it's not too much.
Uh,
You know what I mean?
yeah. All right. So this is what I'm going to do right now. We're going to have my five versus your five. We're going to have it draft style. Um, just five basketball players, your all-time five, but it's one of those things where if you pick a player, I can't take them, that sort of stuff. And I'll keep track of the positions. So do you want first pick or second two?
I go first.
All right. And I think I know where you're going.
Okay. I'm gonna surprise you. I'm gonna pick Isaiah Thomas
Really?
on my squad. Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
50 points on a bum.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he's good, but I could think of 3 point guards I would take over him. So,
Really,
yeah.
over Zeke. Woo.
Yeah. I, in fact,
Okay.
in fact, with my first pick, obviously, I'm going Michael Jordan. Um,
Okay. Okay.
and and just for to even things out, I'll do my point guard, Magic.
All right. Well, let's see. Isaiah Thomas, and then I'm gonna go. Give me LeBron James.
All right. Small forward, shooting guard.
Let's see. I'm gonna put him at the small forward
Okay.
and the shoe guard.
All right. So it's my pick. Hold up. Hold up. I am
I'm thinking. I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking.
all right. I'm gonna go a little bit of surprise. I'm gonna go power forward Tim Duncan.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Man, I might be blanking because this is what happens when you'll know everybody when there's no pressure on. When the pressure's on, you'll forget who you like.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got Jordan and Magic.
Yep.
I gotta pick a shooting guard. So let's see. Oof, I gotta go with. Damn. I'm gonna see. Already got Isaiah Thomas. I'm gonna go with Oscar Robertson.
Big O. All right.
Yeah.
Great pick too, and also he adds a lot of size next to Isaiah because Isaiah was a small guy. So
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
all right, so I got a small forward and center to pick. I'm gonna go center. I'm going Kareem.
Ooh, damn! You took my big guy.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean you can't argue numbers, and he's
so
got them all.
he got him on. He had an indefensible shot. He could block. He was rough.
Yeah,
Um, so let me pick a big man now. I'm gonna have to go with Hakeem Olajuwon.
yeah, it would have been my second pick for center.
Yeah, yeah. He was nice, man. He was great.
All right, small forward. This might, let's see. Just looking at my team, so I got point guard Magic Johnson, shooting guard Michael Jordan, power forward Tim Duncan, center Kareem. So I don't need a scorer. I need more of a facilitator at small forward. who could
Yeah.
also score. So I'm going Pippen over Bird, just to
I'm gonna have to go ahead and
fit my team.
take Larry Bird. That's a great pick, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and get Larry Bird from you.
All right, at power forward.
Yep.
All right. So the teams are point guard Isaiah Thomas, Oscar Robertson, LeBron James, Larry Bird, Hakeem Olajuwon, and for me, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Tim Duncan, and Kareem. And let's just say I win because I got Jordan. He'll take the last shot. The
Got Jordan.
score will be 136, 136 with 2 seconds left. It'll be my ball, and Jordan will hit the jumper.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. You get the dub just off of that.
Yep.
Just off of that.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's a good game, man.
oh,
That's a pretty good game.
although I would not bet against Allen Iverson and four me's versus either of these teams.
Man, man, I could have picked up Allen Iverson, but I really think that honestly, I picked Isaiah Thomas because he gets left off a lot of lists, and he was a great player, man.
Oh, definitely.
And anybody who's gonna give me 50 points on the bum ankle, I want that guy on my team.
Yeah, not only that, he'll get his players into fights. He'll have LeBron
Yeah,
James swinging at Pippen.
exactly. He's a general. He knows how to go to war. That's what you want.
Yeah,
You want a wartime game.
exactly. The only guy, he's one of two guys who could stop Jordan in his prime. So
Yeah,
the other guy,
exactly.
the other guy was Dean Smith. So
Yeah, yeah.
all right. So round in third, coming home. To wrap this up. What are your post quarantine plans? What are some things you want to get done?
And I want to definitely be more active on stage as far as stand up goes. Like that's my real plan. Just because to see it just completely be stopped. But then I went ahead and did a Zoom comedy show. It just shows you how much like you miss the stage or how much you really just want to do as many shows as you can. So I definitely want to take that seriously. And just try to actually just get myself together so I can be more prepared in an event that something like this happens again.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I've been doing the Zoom comedy shows too. I do this one mic weekly, and I'm just like, I'm starting to write exclusively for that, and I'm starting to think, you know, will this Zoom jokes that I write translate to the live shows? It's,
Right. Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
and what I don't like about the Zoom shows is if you're the live show, you got the microphones, so you're louder than everybody else. With the Zoom shows, everybody's the same volume, so it's not really equal. So you sort of get people more. It's weird. They're more attentive, but it's tougher when you get a lot of laughs to calm them down to move on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And it's like there's no true gauge. It's like these people are laughing, but these are the same six people that's gonna show up just to give you a hint of an audience. You know what I mean? So
oh, definitely.
like, I need that drunk straggler to come in and yell stuff out. Or I just need that awkward energy from a bar crowd that's real quiet because they much rather be watching a soccer game than hearing you tell jokes.
Yeah, I mean, there's no bachelorette parties on Zoom.
Yeah, no, there's nobody who's gonna really interfere and try to ruin the show. That's why it's not fair.
Yeah,
It's not a real show. There's nobody there with the intent of either trying to project their desire to do comedy on your set, or somebody who just doesn't like you for whatever reason.
Yeah.
and they just want to mess up the show. You know what I mean?
Somebody who's, drunk and thinks they're helping the show. You don't get that on
Yeah.
Zoom.
No, you don't. You don't. You know,
Oh, man. All right.
or getting the
Well,
drinks.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna wrap this up. Ricardo, always great talking to you. Thanks for watching Hunkered Down with Seth. Any parting words for the quintillions that are gonna watch this?
Oh man, enjoy this vacation while it lasts. Because funny enough, when this is over, you'll be reminiscing about being on quarantine.
Oh, for sure.
Take advantage.
All right. Take care, guys.